Hey there, it's Walt. So is it too late? Decades ago, as a young and restless and rather unhappy lawyer, my dad took me to a lecture and slideshow at a local university. And the guest was Galen Rowell, the great outdoor adventure photographer. And I found that I was just completely in love with Galen and the beautiful imagery he was sharing and the juice, the thirst for life that he just exuded. And at the end of the workshop, at the end of the lecture, my dad purchased for me this beautiful coffee table book by Galen, and Galen signed it for me. And I put it on the credenza of my desk in my hermetically sealed office where I worked 70 and 80-hour weeks. And I would turn to that book almost every day. And I had it open to a page early on in the book in which he was talking about his life, about his career, about his passion for photography and for the outdoors. And Galen said about his work, about his career, I happened upon a special relationship between myself, my career, and my subject matter. And I entered into a world in which there were no firm boundaries between working, playing, and living. And I thought, oh my God, I would so love a life like that, where there were no firm boundaries between working and playing and living, that it was just this rich thing called life. Because after law school, my life became so unidimensional, became so flattened. Sean Aker, in his book, The Happiness Advantage, talks about our lives becoming this cognitive horizon that becomes flat. Everything becomes monotonous and begins to look the same. And that was true for me. I had lost touch with so many of the things that had lit me up. And of course, I was weighed down by responsibilities, by huge law school debt, by mortgages, by car loans, by kids, all of the responsibilities that go with living. And I thought, oh my God, is this the way life is always going to be? There's a phrase, a sentence that's discouraging in the French memoir Wind, Sand, and Stars. And it says, nobody grasped you by the shoulder while there was still time. Now the clay of which you were formed has hardened, and naught in you will ever awaken to the sleeping musician, the poet, the astronomer that possibly inhabited you from the beginning. And that phrase in that book so disheartened me because I had this sense that it was too late. I had chosen this path, and this was the path I would always be on. And there was a sense of hopelessness that infused that. And in fact, decades went past before I was able to actually create the life I have now, the life I so love, where really there are no firm boundaries between working, playing, and living. And that joy that comes with it, that deep satisfaction. And often when I'm talking with people about career pivots, about creating work from what they've already done, pivoting into consultancies, I get this question, is it too late? Has too much time gone by? And here's what's true, is that regardless of our background and experience, we don't have to stay down the rabbit holes that we've been in. We can actually take all of that juice that has been our lives, all of those tools and strategies, all of that experience, and we can create anew again. And history is replete with people beginning great careers in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, brand new from scratch. Even in our consultant success formula, we have many, many people who have spent decades in careers who are taking that experience and starting anew. And so it's never too late. The clay hasn't hardened. It's always possible to begin again, to create that life of your dreams. Galen once said one of the shocking realizations of adult life is that we are not living the life that we once imagined in our dreams. And what I want to invite and encourage you to do is to reconnect again with those things that light you up and realize that at any point in time, you can co-create something new. You can create work and life you really love. To channel Winston Churchill, it's never too late. It's never, ever, ever too late to create the work and the life you really love. Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Talk soon.